They sold us out.
They sold the genetics. They helped build the competition. And now, American ranchers are watching their own government bring in foreign beef that could undercut everything they've fought to rebuild. But here's the question nobody's asking. Why would America help Argentina beat us at our own game? Let's start with what you probably know. Argentina. Grass-fed beef, open pastures, cattle roaming free, eating what they evolved to eat. The result is a leaner meat with an intense, earthy, savory flavor that's earned a global reputation. America does it differently. Grain-fed, feedlots, thousands of cattle packed into concentrated pens. They're fed a diet of corn, soy, and other grains designed to fatten them up as quickly as possible. It's efficient, it's industrialized, and it produces a very different product. The meat is heavily marbled with streaks of fat that melt during cooking. That marbling gives you the juicy, tender, buttery texture that Americans have come to expect from a good steak. In fact, the USDA grading system, Prime, Choice, Select, is largely based on that marbling. More fat, higher grade, higher price. Two philosophies, two products, one global competition. Now here's where the story changes. Here's the thing. Argentina's beef industry didn't get to where it is entirely on its own. If you don't believe me, here's the evidence. Links will be in the description. In 1959, the King Ranch of Texas imported around 200 heifers and a group of purebred bulls directly to Argentina. They designed an entire breeding program using frozen semen from those Texas bulls. And it didn't stop there. In 2018, the Kansas Department of Agriculture led a trade mission to Argentina. They toured genetics facilities. They met with Argentine producers. And one of the delegates said, quote, "We were able to share our Angus genetics that are already available in their country through select sires." In 2025, the U.S. Livestock Genetics Export coordinated another trade mission to Buenos Aires, visiting operations that showcased U.S. genetics integrated across 14,000 head of commercial Angus cattle. The Texas Agriculture Commissioner himself has acknowledged the agricultural trade relationship. His solution to the current beef import debate? Not to stop the genetics trade, but to consider importing breeding stock to increase U.S. production capacity. So let's be clear. The U.S. didn't just accidentally help Argentina. State agriculture departments, livestock genetics exporters, and private ranches have been actively sharing American genetics with Argentina for decades. And now American ranchers are watching their own government bring in foreign beef that could undercut everything they've fought to rebuild. Let that sink in. The state that produces more cattle than almost anywhere else in America, Texas, helped their biggest competitor build a better herd. Why would they do that? The answer is simpler than you think, and more complicated than you'd expect. For years, American ranchers struggled. Droughts, rising costs, shrinking herds. The U.S. cattle population hit historic lows. And then, finally, things started to turn around. Beef prices climbed. Ranchers started making a profit for the first time in years. There was hope. Then the president announced a plan to flood the market with cheaper Argentine beef, to lower prices for American consumers. The ranchers who supported this administration felt blindsided. "We're finally profitable," one Texas rancher said. And now their own government is bringing in foreign competition that could take it all away. So here's what we have. The U.S. helped build Argentina's beef industry. Argentina might be soon sending cheaper beef to the U.S. And American ranchers are watching their hard-won success get undermined by the very people they supported. But there's another layer to this story. American beef is highly regulated. The Beef Quality Assurance Program ensures consistency and safety. It's a system that, for all its flaws, is transparent and deeply monitored. Argentine beef? Different rules, different standards. The USDA is even reviewing its own grading standards, because modern genetics have produced more prime-grade beef than ever before. The quality is improving, but the question remains, what are we actually comparing? When you eat grass-fed beef, you're getting something closer to what humans evolved eating. More omega-3s, leaner protein, a flavor that's been described as intense and earthy. Grain-fed beef gives you something different. Marbling, sweetness, that melt-in-your-mouth tenderness that Americans have come to expect. Neither is objectively better. They are different foods entirely. And this is where it gets personal for you. When you buy beef at the grocery store, what are you actually getting? Is it labeled? Is the origin clear? Are you being told whether it's grass-fed or grain-fed? Most consumers aren't. Let your body be part of the evidence. If you've ever noticed a difference in how you feel after eating grass-fed beef versus grain-fed, maybe you digest it differently. Maybe you feel fuller. Maybe you notice something in your energy. That's worth paying attention to. It doesn't prove anything medically, but it's evidence worth considering. Be the CEO of your own health. Don't just listen to what the beef industry says. Don't just listen to what a label says. Pay attention to what happens when you eat it. Now let's bring this back to the bigger picture. American ranchers feel betrayed. The government they supported is now undercutting them. The genetics they helped export are coming back as competition. And the consumer is caught in the middle, not sure what's actually on their plate. Today's facts can become tomorrow's fallacies. What we think we know about beef, which is better, which is safer, which is more sustainable, may shift as more evidence emerges. But there's one question we haven't answered. What happens next? Will American ranchers survive this, or is this just the beginning of a longer shift in how we produce and consume? Beef. What else are we getting wrong right now? Stick around, the rabbit hole goes deeper than you think.